Hey, Livinpink here for Quantic Gaming with Nathanias. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing quite fine. This has been a pretty awesome event so far, and I'm just looking forward to everything else that's coming up.
So, you've been doing the IPL caster search. How did that go? How did you start with the idea of, oh, hey, I should apply? Because I haven't seen you doing much casting prior to that.
Well, I mean, honestly, I was just watching the IPL stream, just kind of like watching games. As a player, that's like mostly what I do with my spare time. And I heard about the competition. I just figured I'd go for it, and here I am in top 4 in Las Vegas competing for a job at IPL.
Did you expect to go so far?
I always try to be confident in myself, but I didn't really have any way of gauging the competition. I wouldn't have called it getting here, but I definitely think I've earned it.
How did you prep for it? Did you do any special preparation for this weekend?
I spent a good amount of time talking to some of my fellow caster friends about differences in terms of the players. This is a really big bracket, so trying to study like all the players that were going to be in here, and there's 72 of them, makes it very difficult. But I spent a good amount of time going over, so just in case, no matter what player I get, I'll be able to say something about them.
That's good. So how did you feel about the response from the crowd? Because they didn't really hear about you as a caster prior, so anything particular?
Well, my feedback in terms of casting capability, I guess, has actually been pretty good. I'm pretty pleased. There's some people like, I've not really put out a lot of content. I mostly just stream, so there wasn't really a lot there for people to look at. But I've actually been really pleased. A lot of people said nice things. Someone said I sounded like Mr. Bitter, and I'm like, that's pretty cool. So it's been an enjoyable experience.
Awesome. Who are you most scared about this weekend as your competing casters?
In terms of competing casters, I'm not scared of anybody, right? The only person I'm scared of is myself and just making a big mistake,
That's the right way to see it, for sure. So you've been streaming as well. I've seen your stream, Masters Terran player.
Yeah.
And you've been getting quite good numbers. And how did you start off with streaming?
Well, I mean, I just kind of got into it when I was in Diamond League, actually, and I just figured, might as well something to pass the time or maybe make a couple of friends, and then I don't know, everything just kind of blew up. I just started meeting people, and I got a couple of help from some friends, actually on Quantic Maximus Black, and really it's just been blowing up. I've been able to come to these events. I've been able to meet a lot of awesome people, and yeah, streaming's definitely been pretty awesome.
You don't have a team, right?
I'm currently working with a small startup, Nexil, but we're starting to see where things can go from there.
Do you want to go more as a pro gamer, or do you want to just do you have a job? What's your ambition for the future?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think that I'd be able to win the caster contest at least, and get a job casting with IGN. However, I think that only makes it easier for me to be able to focus time on the StarCraft. Mm-hmm. I'd still absolutely love to, make my goal of hitting Grandmaster within the next couple of months, really, really starting to be able to give more back to the people that supported me.
Do you have any tips you'd give to someone who starts streaming and wants to get, viewers?
I'd say the number one thing that you should do if you want to get anywhere in this scene is to make sure that no matter how many viewers you have, no matter who's watching you, that you always treat the people that support you with as much respect as you can, and try to be as interactive as possible, because there's a few things more awesome than being able to talk to someone that you admire and have them talk back to you. So,
what do you do in life besides streaming and now casting?
Well, I've been going to Penn State University. I do a lot of mock trial, so we hold fake court sessions and stuff, and I get to go and I get to impersonate people on English and things like that. So that's mostly what I do in my spare time, aside from things like this and StarCraft related.
Nice. How did you come up with your username?
Nathanias, I think back in 2002, my dad picked up Diablo 2, and I was very, very young, so it was a really good influence for me to be playing Diablo. But I really wanted to have a heroic, epic name, and we found so my name is Nathan, and we just kind of Romanized it. And we're let's just add Julius Caesar or Augustus or Nathanias was just kind of what we went with. So that's what I've been rolling with ever since.
And when did you start playing? Did you play any Brood War or only StarCraft 2?
My Brood War career consists of being a professional carrier rusher for the most part. I didn't really get into the competitive scene until about a year ago when I hit Masters League. That's when I really wanted to start getting good at the game. But I've been exposed to StarCraft since, I'd say, 2004, yeah.
And why did you pick Terran?
I originally played random in beta because TLO is my favorite player, and he just had a lot of fun with the game. And he switched to Terran and just did a lot of crazy, awesome stuff in the beta with, with like crazy stuff with nukes, interesting timing pushes. And I just I settled for Terran, and I wasn't really interested in switching to Zerg when he did, though. But I'm glad with my decision.
You'd still keep with Terran even though we had this little downfall recently?
I don't think there's any point in taking a stand on something if you're not going to commit yourself to it. So
Terran all the way.
Oh yeah.
I got my Terran bro here. Do you have any shout-outs you'd like to do?
Actual shout-outs. Now I just want to thank Quantic Gaming for interviewing me and Livinpink for being here. And I want to say thank you to the wonderful folks at IPL for sending me here. And good luck to all the players competing, especially TSL Polt.
TSL Polt? Why Polt?
This is my absolute favorite Terran player.
Awesome. Yeah, I like Polt a lot too. So this is Livinpink with
Nathanias.
Mr. Nathanias. Thank you so much for this interview. Signing off for Quantic Gaming. Check out the other interviews.